Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 16th, and we got some news to talk to you about. Bing did a small update to their homepage, very minor. It's hard to see all the little things they've changed, but in summary, there's like a new top bar with all the search options instead of it being on the left. They removed the left options. The bottom bar elements are a little bit larger. The left and right arrows for the navigation bar on the bottom to show the different pictures. Also has now an eye to describe the image a little better. This is not the HTML5 interface. We'll include a picture in this recap, but that's something that happened to the Bing's homepage, which obviously is their homepage and significant to them. Major news that came out of SMX this week was that Google is trying to solve the big issue with pagination, at least the issue in terms of SEO and pagination. There's two different things that happen, and I'll just try to describe it as fast as possible. But you definitely have to take a look at this post, which I posted this morning with more information at SEOroundtable.com. One is, pagination is basically when you have, like, let's say you have an article split up into 5 sections, and you have page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, or view all, or you have like a category page of, let's say, blue widgets, and you have like 100 blue widgets, so you split 20, you put 20 of them on a page, and you have, page 1, page 2, page 3, etc. So that's how pagination works. And the issue with that is that how does Google figure out where to go ahead and associate the page rank and the other values towards? Which pages do they associate it to? Which ones do they rank? Because it's all the paginated stuff. While some pages might have unique content on this, other pages might not. And before, there's no easy way to handle that. People know index stuff. People did canonicalization stuff. Redirects of some sorts and stuff like that to handle it, but it didn't fully work. So now Google came out with 2 different solutions. One is, if you have a view all page, don't do anything. Google will say, all right, a view all page, I'm going to go ahead and take all the paginated results and say, put all the weights that Google assigns to those paginated results, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and put that all into the view all page and then rank the view all page. Google's going to try to do that automatically. If you want to help and force Google to do that, you could use the canonical tag to point page 1, 2, 3, 4 to the view all page. That's one. If you don't want to do that, or if you don't have a view all page, and you might not want to have a view all page because of how long it takes to load, you can do something now called the rel next and the rel prev. Those are pretty much header tags, not link attributes, header tags that you put in the header of each page that say these pages, page 1, 2, page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are all part of a subset or a set of pages that are really one set. The only problem is we have to paginate them because of reasons. Google says you should have unique title tags for each of those pages, but at the same time, Google will consolidate all those pages into one entity so that it automatically, brings all the link juice and everything to all the pages as one. And the way to do that is to stick that in the header element. And I got to get into this more detail, but basically you have 3 options. Leave it the way it is. Don't do anything. Don't do anything at all. Another option is you have a view all page. Google will use the view all option that I discussed before. Or 2 is if you don't have a view all page, or if you do, but you want to use this rel next and rel prev, you should definitely look into that. There's a lot more detail about this, but it's very significant. Take a look at this. I wrote about it this morning on September 16th at SEOroundtable.com. Also, we discussed a week ago or so that Google has this new rich snippet tag, which is automated, called listing snippets. And basically, if you have any pages that have, bulleted list of stuff, even paginated results pretty much, Google will go ahead and try to make bullet points in the search results, and I put a screenshot in there last week of how this works. We have it on our site. It falls on our category pages mostly, and it happens to a lot of other pages like real estate listings and stuff like that, like we discussed weeks before. SEO Moz is an article from Pete saying that the way to make this happen is to use consistent structure whenever is possible, keep extraneous code to a minimum, and test removing the meta description to a blank field. Honestly, meta description could and should be there. I've seen this on many sites. The question is, how does this really work? It's not exactly clear, but it seems to work on lots of different sites. So take a look at which sites happen and see how you can actually mimic it on your own sites. I wouldn't be surprised the rel, prev, and next are somewhat related to that in the future. Google announced this week that they are improving the transparency of their webmaster notifications within webmaster tools. Problem is, what they said was that they're going to be sending out more notifications if you've been manually penalized. They're going to say give you responses if you submit a reconsideration request. They're going to go ahead and say specific, actions like what you did and how to fix it. And they're also going to say if you weren't manually penalized but you have automated penalty, they're going to get back to you there. Honestly, I don't see any of this is new except for the automated stuff. Back in June, they started responding to reconsideration requests. Some even debated if they were automated at one point. Earlier this year, they started sending out spam link notifications. They also started telling people if they don't have notification penalties, and they even said if specific things like cloaking or link building or link buying and stuff like that, they were actually going in and do this. So what is new here? I'm not exactly sure, but Google did a blog post about this yesterday, and we're trying to figure out what exactly is new. And I think it might be the automated, but I'm not exactly sure. This week, Google has, like I told you last week, sent out most of the top contributors from the Google forums to meet over a 2-day period at the Googleplex, as well as in, I think, the local Marriott over there. I don't know, probably it seems like almost 100 people went. A lot of people who help in the forums went. And we have some pictures about this and what they've learned. They did some touring and stuff like that. Plus, last night, Google posted a blog post about this as well. So if you want to take a look at that, it's pretty cool. I wish I was there. September 15th at SERoundtable.com. There were some publishers complaining about late or delayed payments, at least in the reporting side. Maybe they got the payments, but at least the reports were actually incorrect, and that was September 13th. So I don't know if you have a problem with that. Google has done some mass rejections of AdWords API tokens from developers. So a lot of developers who are using the AdWords API no longer have access to use it. And Google confirmed, yes, we have disabled some AdWords API developer tokens as of 9/12, part of their periodic review of the AdWords API activity. So if you think you were hit by incorrectly and you want to go ahead and fix this, they have a whole list of things you should do. So if your AdWords API token has been rejected or it's not working anymore, take a look at our post December 15th at SERoundtable.com. There's more information on how you can actually go ahead and fight back, I guess. Google came out with a booking flight thing, Google Flights. They've been doing this for a while, but now they expanded it a bit more. You could actually book the flights now, not just search and find flights. You could actually book. And we have screenshots about how this works. It's pretty cool, actually. The only thing is, when you finally book the flight, it asks you if it actually has a book feature, and then it has an ad from the actual airline. So the question is Google actually, is this like an ad or organic result type of thing or not? You definitely want to take a look at this. Google Flights, google.com/flights. Scrapers. This is pretty funny. This is a funny thing. So somebody owns a site called scrapingexpert.com, which sells software on how to scrape websites so that you can boost your Google rankings. Went ahead and posted in the Google forum saying, "Hey, my site doesn't rank anymore. What's going on? Why am I not listed?" This guy actually went ahead and said, "Why is my site that provides a scraping service to people who are spamming Google is not ranking well in the Google search results anymore?" In the Google forums, where Googlers visit. I don't get it. If you want to see that, September 12th at SERoundtable.com. Shocking stuff. Today there's a logo for, looks like pretty much like an orange Tropicana logo on Google.com or in most of Google properties. It's for Albert. I can't pronounce his name, I'm sorry, but his 118th birthday. He was the person who was responsible for discovering vitamin C and how those things go, those components actually work. And he was born, obviously, today in 1893. He died at the age of 93 in Massachusetts in the United States on October 22nd, 1986. He had 2 wives, but he was born in Budapest as well. And the logo was pretty much to thank him for finding vitamin C and helping us drink a lot of Tropicana. Pretty cool logo. On Sunday, it was September 11th, the 10th anniversary, and a lot of search engines had their own respects for that. Google had a black ribbon linking to a blog post about it. People think that's not enough, but that's what Google does. Bing had a very nice theme. Yahoo did as well. Ask.com and Dogpile. So there's lots of things going on there. Everybody remembers where they were on September 11th. Finally, this week was SMX East 2011. I personally covered a lot of sessions. If you missed it, just go to SERoundtable.com and go to the archives under the More Topics, Search Conferences, and click on SMX East, and you'll be able to find all that stuff. anyway, I was happy to see a lot of people, and I hope you had a great week. And I guess we'll see you guys next week. That was the Search Buzz video recap for September 16th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.